Hello, Xavier. This is your Professor Ian. I'm leaving video feedback for the second paper. So, it's a short video. We'll talk about your paper. We can work on uh, what's working. We're going to improve writing issues. So, I just read your second paper, which you call the "We're All Dead" conspiracy, and it's a good start to a title. It's announcing the conspiracy you're going to work on, but it'd be useful to like tie that in with your thesis, with your call to action that you're going to think about. Um, and it would be useful for you as a writer to use your tool to think about that stuff. After you finish your paper, think about what's my title going to be? Come up with this, and you think, okay, well, does that tie in with my thesis? What is my thesis? What is my focus? So I think that might help you think through some of the issues with the paper. There's some good stuff happening here, but there's a big lack of specificity and a lack of focusing on a specific community and using sources to explore the things that are outlined in the instructions. Think about like, why do people believe in this? What are the dangers of believing in this, and what we should do about it, right? Those are three of the big things that you need to cover in this paper, right? Because it's not just that you're debunking a theory, you are analyzing and kind of debunking the theory for a specific community. And you've outlined a specific community. Although you do this in a very vague way, you need to use like actual evidence from this community, like cite posts, you can cite email exchanges or text exchanges you have with people. You can cite that using MLA style, and that would be the kind of evidence you would cite to get to this. And I think, at the end, you start talking, well, you talk about this beginning too, how some people have tied like COVID to this, this idea about we're already dead, et cetera. And so it would be, sorry, I just had an idea about a movie I was going to recommend to you. But anyways, so that's the kind of, idea you could tie it to that would be really interesting, right? Because it's this idea of like that we're already dead, or we're living some kind of simulation, right? Like the Matrix kind of idea, that whole world of ideas. This is nothing new, right? People have been talking about this kind of idea for a long time, and I wouldn't really call it conspiracy in that sense. That's another issue with the paper, is that we're talking about conspiracies as like, there's a bad guy out to get us, right? That's a conspiracy. There has to be a malevolent force which is plotting against us in order for this to operate on the level of a conspiracy in a conspiracy theory. If this idea that we're already dead and we're living this kind of like simulation, you can tie that to a conspiracy like the Matrix, like there are these killer robots that are harvesting our energy, or maybe that we already died in a big accident and someone's keeping it secret from us. And it's all simulation. I don't know, whatever flavor of that you want. It can be a conspiracy, but you need to connect those dots, and that's going to help you identify like what the dangers could be. Because if people are tying to this idea to like COVID and saying that COVID is fake, it's all part of a simulation or something, and tying it into a larger conspiracy theory, that could be an interesting thing for you to focus on, because that way you can talk about the dangers of it when you get to the quality section. Remember those different stasis theory sections? You talk about, you define the theory, define the community, and then you're talking about the cause. Why do people believe this? Talk about the quality. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? What's wrong with it? What's moral about it? And then a call to action, like what we should do about this. And you don't have a call to action. You don't suggest we should do anything, because you don't really outline why people believe in it and what the dangers are. So there's a big chunks of the paper missing, I guess, is what